Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail quietly. They fail by choosing comfort over growth. Not just once, but every single day. There are no dramatic mistakes, no big disasters. Just a series of small, comfortable decisions that slowly trade their future for a feeling of safety. And the most dangerous part? Comfort doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like peace. It feels like you're doing everything right. Today, I want to show you the quiet cost of your comfort zone and how it slowly steals your future without you ever noticing. This isn't about shaming you. It's about waking you up to the potential that's just waiting to be unlocked. So, let's start with the big question. Why does comfort feel so safe, even when it isn't? Comfort zones exist for a very real, biological reason. They are designed to protect you. They reduce stress, they lower anxiety, and they keep your life predictable. And from a pure survival standpoint, that's incredibly useful. Our brains are hardwired to seek out the known and avoid the unknown because, for thousands of years, the unknown often meant danger. But here's the truth most people never hear. Comfort is designed to maintain, not to expand. Your comfort zone is your maintenance mode. Think about it. The job that pays just enough to get by. The daily routine that feels so familiar you could do it in your sleep. The habits that don't challenge you in any meaningful way. All of these things keep you functioning, but they are not helping you grow. And here's the critical point. In today's world, growth is not optional. If you're not actively growing, you are, by default, slowly falling behind. The world never stops moving. Technology evolves, industries change, and opportunities shift. Standing still is the new falling back. Your comfort zone, that safe harbor, slowly becomes an isolated island as the world sails on without you. So, what is the real cost of staying comfortable? This is where it gets tricky, because the cost of comfort isn't immediate pain. That's exactly why it's so seductive. You don't make a comfortable choice and immediately feel the negative consequences. The bill comes due later. The cost shows up years down the line. It shows up as regret, that nagging feeling of what if. It shows up as missed potential, the ghost of the person you could have become. It shows up as a quiet, simmering frustration you can't quite put your finger on. You feel busy, you feel tired, but you don't feel fulfilled. And perhaps the most painful cost of all is watching other people live the life you once imagined for yourself, knowing you had the same starting line. Years pass, and one day you wake up and realize you've spent your entire life being busy, but not building anything that truly matters to you. Comfort doesn't ruin your life with a loud explosion. It erodes it silently, day by day, choice by choice. This brings us to a huge misunderstanding about risk. When people hear the word risk, they immediately imagine recklessness. They think of gambling everything, quitting a job with no plan, or making wild, impulsive decisions. But that's not what I'm talking about. Real, productive risk isn't about choosing chaos over stability. It's about consciously choosing growth over ease. True risk looks a lot quieter than you think. Risk looks like speaking up in a meeting when it would be so much easier to stay silent. It looks like starting that project, that business, that creative endeavor before you feel 100% ready. It looks like leaving what's familiar for what's truly meaningful to you, even if it's harder. It looks like spending your evenings building new skills while others are seeking entertainment. Risk is uncomfortable precisely because it forces you to confront uncertainty. But you have to understand this. Uncertainty is where all transformation lives. Certainty is the land of what is. Uncertainty is the land of what could be. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every ounce of personal growth in your life has come from stepping into uncertainty. Now, here's a hard truth, and I really want you to listen carefully to this part. If you avoid risk long enough, you eventually end up working inside someone else's vision. You become a tool for someone else's dream. Someone else sets the rules. Someone else controls the pace of your life. Someone else decides your limits and your potential. And let me be clear, the tragedy isn't working for someone else. Many great things are built in teams. The tragedy is never discovering what you could have built for yourself. The tragedy is living your whole life on a script written by another person because you were too afraid to write your own. Comfort trades ownership of your future for the illusion of safety in the present. It's a bad trade. Think about this simple biological fact. Nothing grows in a comfort zone. Growth requires friction. Muscles grow through resistance. You have to lift weights that are heavy. Your confidence grows by facing challenges, not by avoiding them. Your wisdom grows from making mistakes and learning from them. Nothing alive grows without some form of pressure. Comfort zones are stable, yes, but they are also stagnant. And stagnation doesn't just halt progress, it slowly kills ambition. And it does it not with sharp pain, but with a dull, persistent boredom. You stop dreaming big because your environment doesn't demand it. Your world shrinks to the size of your routine. So how do you get out? You don't escape your comfort zone with one big, dramatic leap. That's a Hollywood myth. You escape it with what I call a daily mindset rebuild. It's about making a series of small, conscious choices every single day. It looks like doing the hard thing first when you start your day, instead of putting it off. It looks like having that difficult but necessary conversation you've been avoiding. It looks like showing up to the gym, to your desk, to your project, even when your motivation is at zero. It's about choosing discipline over your current mood. These are not glamorous actions. No one is going to give you a medal for them. They are quiet, they are unglamorous, and they are incredibly powerful. This is how futures are actually built. Brick by brick, choice by choice. And as you start doing this, you're going to feel something, fear. And it's crucial that you understand that fear is not your enemy. Fear isn't a signal to stop. Fear is a signal that something matters. The presence of fear means you're at the edge of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. Most people wait for fear to disappear before they take action, but it never does. The people who achieve extraordinary things, the people who live fulfilling lives, they don't live without fear. They learn to move with it. They learn to feel the fear and take the next step anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's commitment in the face of uncertainty. So, let me give you a tool, a question that can change everything. It's a question you should ask yourself multiple times a day whenever you face a choice. Ask yourself this: is this decision protecting my comfort, or is it building my future? That single question cuts through all the noise, all the excuses, all the rationalizations. Is watching another episode protecting my comfort, or is reading that chapter building my future? Is avoiding that phone call protecting my comfort, or is making it building my future? This question forces you to be honest with yourself about the trade-offs you're making. It will change how you work, how you choose, and ultimately, how you live. Because the life you truly want is rarely found on the comfortable path. It's always just outside your comfort zone. It's just beyond what you're used to. It's just beyond what feels safe. It's just beyond what feels easy. It's not miles away. It's just outside. And every time you take one small step beyond that line, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows. Your world expands. Your comfort zone actually gets bigger, and what was once terrifying becomes your new normal. If this message is speaking to you, it's because a part of you already knows that comfort is no longer enough. You feel that quiet frustration. You sense that untapped potential. This channel exists for these daily mindset rebuilds. Not noise, not hype, but clarity, strength, and direction. If you want to keep rebuilding your mindset day by day, then I invite you to like this video, share it with someone you know who feels stuck, and subscribe. Because growth is not a one-time decision. It's a daily one. And tomorrow, when you wake up, just make one choice. Choose slightly less comfort and slightly more courage. Your future will thank you for it.